Okay, so I did this part off camera, which was I took the needle tool and scraped the line around the bottom of SISTA number 1 where I want to take out excess clay. You can see where I dragged the line. I have her sitting on a towel so as not to disturb her arms and cause them to crack. Now, this has been sitting out for a good while, so I doubt that it's very pliable on the bottom here. I'm going to spritz it with a little bit of water either way, and I'm just going to hold a nice secure point and prepare myself for a serious scrape/hollow session. It's probably going to take quite a while, and you don't need to be walked through this, so this is pretty much going to be a silent video, and you watch. And now I hush. All right, now you might be wondering, well, why even use all of that clay in the first place if you're just going to turn around and scrape it right back out? And the reason for that is what I see, from what I see, you have two choices when you're creating your clay sculpture. You can either make an armature, and usually that's a structure that you build out of wire, bend into the shape, almost think of it like a skeleton for your flesh, that you're going to bend into the shape of your sculpture, yeah, and sometimes people will wrap that in newspaper or something to add a little more bone mass, let's say, to the skeleton that is your armature. And that keeps you from using as much clay, because if this is the armature and that's what I want to build around, then of course, when I split it and separate those two pieces, this area is going to be hollow. And you can do that. It all depends on what is most comfortable for you, what is going to keep your structure, your sculpture sturdy while you're building and allow you to just move forward. Now for me, I like hollowing because it's very calming for me. It's just a time to not think about whether I'm doing anything right, doing anything wrong. It's just a very basic maneuver, and it gives me time sometimes to think about what my approach is going to be to the sculpture or what I want to do next after the hollowing stops. And it's not like pulling out this clay is you wasting it, because all you have to do is wet it to repurpose it again. So it's never a waste. It all can be used again however you see fit. It can be used for slip, which you know is what we use to put pieces back together. It's just clay that has been softened with water. Or you can repurpose it just enough with moisture and with water to make it just moist enough to return to fresh out of the bag form. But like I said, this is calming for me, so hollowing is not a chore for me. It's just a time to sort of kick back and enjoy something mindless in this part of the process. And I like that. Like I said, that's just me. Maybe you feel like it's a waste of time, and that's fine. If it's a waste of time for you, then don't hollow. You don't necessarily have to have an armature. There are a lot of sculptors who are skilled and they work from slabs. So think of like a sheet of clay, and they'll place that slab next to another slab, next to another slab, and leave that hollow opening, and they'll build up a neck from there and a head from there. With me, I'm not advanced enough and I'm not far enough along in my sculpting journey to feel that level of confidence. So this is just what works for me, at least for now. Now, will that change in a couple of years or a year or so? Quite possibly. I'm down for whatever. I just want to feel very secure in whatever my approach is. So hopefully that answers the question if you're wondering why use all this clay only to remove it. Because all of this clay served as the armature for this piece. Everything I needed was right there, and I knew it was going to stand up on its own and it would be fine. And I'm going to get back to it. I almost was going to hush now. I'm actually missing a tool, so I'm going to slide this over to see if I just hit it from myself. And no, it's a knife-like tool. And I fascinate myself doing this because I don't know how I lose things right in the vicinity of where I'm working. Like, I haven't gone anywhere, so I can only guess that it dropped on the floor. So if I sound far away and then I'm coming back in, it's because I'm looking on the floor for this tool, because what the hell? Where did it go? And I don't see it. I'm looking behind me now. It's not behind me. And it's someplace like really goofy. And I'm going to come upon it when I'm not at this part anymore. And that's going to be frustrating. But, I don't know, man. I can't find this tool. Lord Jesus. Here it is. It was right in the plate. I swear to y'all, I promise y'all, I looked in that plate for this thing. So I like this tool a lot, because it just gets down to the nitty gritty for compressing and smoothing out areas. So yeah, I love this tool. So I'm getting in there, and you can see how fast I'm moving with this tool because I'm so confident that it is shaped to do exactly what I need done. Now, a lot of these particles are falling deep into the hollow of this sculpture. That's no problem, because all I'm going to do when I'm finished is sit it upright, and then all of that's going to fall out. And I haven't decided if this mound of clay that I'm creating is going to be repurposed like this and added to this, because I've got plenty of this and I've got a whole nother bag of clay beside me. And I never want to run out of pieces for slip, because that's always a necessity. You're always going to need slip, and you need a lot of it. So again, nothing is ever wasted. It's just a matter of how you get down with your technique, what you feel is most beneficial to you. I don't think that anyone can say too much of the time with sculpture that there is a right or wrong way. There's just the way that you do it that may not make someone else real comfortable in their sculpting journey, but it works perfectly for you. Hell, I mean, I grew up with my mother impressing upon me that you need to learn the home keys. You need to learn the home keys for typing. That's what it's called, that ASDF JKL That's where you place your fingers. And once you know that, you never have to look down at the keyboard, and you can fly over that keyboard. Now, I type 100 words per minute. And my mother was very obsessed with being an incredibly fast typist. Like, she wanted you to hear her in an office and just stop and go, I know that that's impossible, that someone's typing that fast. And that ended up being the thing that I was proud of once I started having to work in the office, because most people were typing around 40 to 60 words per minute. I'm typing 100 for the most part accurately. And I thought that was a big freaking deal. And it was a big deal with regards to the types of jobs that I was taking, because typing was required. So I was real impressed with myself until I saw the youngers texting and typing with 2 fingers or 1 finger, and they are flying. Yes, I know that they're looking at the keyboard. It still does not negate the speed and the accuracy, and that boggles my mind. It boggles my mind to see somebody jump on a PC with a keyboard and use 2 or 3 fingers and sound exactly like me. So am I going to tell them, no, your way is wrong? If you're typing up the same letter and you're doing it as fast as me or faster, it doesn't matter that your fingers are not on the home keys. That's not what's important to you. The importance is that you're getting it done. So I pretty much feel that way about sculpture at this point. Just get it done. And, let the purist tell you that you're doing it wrong. But, if somebody buys that sculpture, or even if someone doesn't, and it's one that you're exceptionally proud of, like I am of so many of mine at this point, nobody can't tell me nothing. Nobody can't tell me nothing. Because, baby, if it makes it out of the kiln, just like yours did, without an armature, if it makes it out of the kiln, just like yours did, with an armature and hollowing, if mine makes it out of the kiln doing whatever I'm doing that is totally opposite to what another sculptor feels I should be doing, and it makes it out of the kiln, baby, we arrived at the finish line pretty much neck and neck. So don't tell me how to run. You feel me? All right. So I'm going to come back to this. This is going to be a pretty long, drawn out process, and that's no problem. I'm up for the task, but you don't have to sit through all of this with me. But I just wanted to show you that for sister number one, I am hollowing her out, and I'm going to sit her up just so you can remember who she is, because this is a long journey with this 3-piece sculpture. So that's sister number one, and I am just hollowing out the bottom so that she'll be much lighter. I'm just using a regular towel to prop her up, and as you can see, I'm trying to prop so that it's not resting on the hands, because I don't want pressure applied that to bend forward and break off. So I'm making sure that it's she's braced underneath her butt. So all of the pressure, even when I'm pressing down, I'm not pressing down on the hands. And that's what's important for me right now. So I'm going to wet this a little more. I'm going to stop the video, let that clay soften up for me so that when I return, I can get to work. And this is going to be my focus for the night, just hollowing out the bottom. And tomorrow, I am going to be working on sister number two, who is over here. I'm trying to figure out a way to pick her up because I smoothed out her back area and I don't really want to disturb that too much. So I'm trying to slide her forward so you can see, and it's, there we go. So that's sister number two, and this is the back part that I had smoothed out yesterday, and I posted the video here, so you might have watched that. So I'm not tampering with her. She'll be tomorrow that I'll come in and I'll finesse all of this, all of the shoulders, the arm area, the belly, the hands. I don't think I'm going for too much detail with the hands because that's not what I'm doing on this one. I'm fine with the implication. So, you know, the hands and the position of the hands, they're basically implied. You know what the pose is. You see what she's doing. That's good enough for me. So I really appreciate you guys for checking out my videos. For everyone who subscribed to my YouTube channel, thank you. I really, really wish more of you would subscribe because I promise you, I'm really trying to run those numbers up. Right now, I'm at a lowly 45. And while I appreciate all 45 of you, I definitely want to get that up into the hundreds. Who knows? One day the thousands. Who knows? But my YouTube channel is Art by Terry. Terri, not Y, I. Art by Terry on YouTube. And if you're watching this and you've been enjoying these, I don't know if you can call them tutorials. I don't feel that I'm in a position to teach. But if you've been watching these process and in-progress videos, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Art by Terry, Terri, on YouTube. All right, I'll catch you on the flip side. Thank you.